Quick Lingo ABC.
The year was 1956. The world was on the brink of another international crisis as Egypt announced the nationalization of the Suez Canal. The decision triggered anxiety among the global powers. The Suez Canal, a crucial maritime passageway, was the heart of the issue. Its strategic location between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea made it a geopolitical hotbed. Israel, France, and the UK viewed the nationalization as a direct threat to their interests. As tensions heightened, they sought a quick and decisive intervention. Meanwhile, in Egypt, President Gamal Abdel Nasser was resolute in his decision. He believed that the nationalization of the canal would give Egypt much-needed revenue and prestige. Secretly, Israel, France, and the UK devised a plan to challenge Egypt's decision. They agreed to a joint military operation, with Israel attacking first. On the 29th of October, Israel launched the attack. The world watched in alarm as the first waves of Israeli paratroopers landed in the Sinai Peninsula. The sudden attack caught Egypt off guard. However, Nasser was unfazed. He rallied his forces and prepared for a counter-offensive. As the conflict intensified, international pressure began to build. The United States and the Soviet Union, both superpowers, called for an immediate ceasefire. But the joint force of Israel, France, and the UK ignored the calls for peace. They advanced further into Egyptian territory, causing more casualties and destruction. Amidst the crisis, a daring plan was unfolding. A group of Egyptian intelligence officers was tasked with a covert operation to turn the tide of the conflict. The plan involved infiltrating the command center of the joint forces and sabotaging their communication systems. The operation was risky, but the potential payoff was huge. The officers embarked on their mission, moving stealthily through the conflict-ridden landscape. They knew they carried the hopes of their nation on their shoulders. Meanwhile, Nasser continued to resist, defying the international pressure. He firmly believed in the right of his country to control the canal. Back at the command center, the officers were able to infiltrate successfully. They began their sabotage operation, working under the nose of the enemy. Their plan worked. The communication systems of the joint forces were disrupted, causing confusion and disarray. It was a significant blow to their operation. Seizing the opportunity, Nasser launched a counterattack. The Egyptian forces, now with the upper hand, pushed back the invaders. The tide of the conflict seemed to be turning. The joint forces, unable to communicate effectively, struggled to coordinate their response. The world watched as Egypt, against all odds, began to regain control. The international community intensified its calls for a ceasefire. Finally, under enormous pressure, the joint forces agreed to withdraw. The Suez Crisis was coming to an end, but its impact would be long-lasting. Nasser emerged as a national hero. His decision to nationalize the canal and his defiance of foreign intervention had bolstered Egypt's position on the international stage. The Egyptian intelligence officers also returned as heroes. Their daring mission had played a significant role in the outcome of the crisis. The Suez Crisis marked a turning point in the geopolitics of the Middle East. It underscored the importance of the canal and the extent to which nations would go to control it. For Egypt, it was a victory of national sovereignty over foreign intervention. The crisis had tested the nation's resolve, and it had emerged stronger. The Suez Canal remained under Egyptian control, a symbol of the nation's resilience. Its waters continued to carry ships, but now under the watchful eye of an Egyptian guard. The story of the canal confrontation continues to inspire generations. It is a testament to the power of determination, courage, and the unyielding spirit of a nation.